Yes, sir. We
Yeah.
discussed about company creating company code, defining company code, and assigning company code to company,
Okay.
and how to review the TR transport request,
Okay.
and transport request T code is SC09 and 10. In
Okay.
that we can extract the transport particular transport or particular company code, or else we can pull it like a bulk.
Okay. Based on a user base, right?
Yes, sir.
Mm. What else we discussed, Hassan?
Hello.
Yeah. Tell me.
Uh,
Tell me. Tell me one thing, frankly. Just listening 1 hour, going, and again tomorrow coming for 1 hour, it will not help you at all. Please remember. The practice should be, as we are already discussing a real time, whatever knowledge, whatever language I am speaking, you have to remember the similar language and similar understanding. On top of it, it's not possible all the time to view the videos. You take a notebook, okay? You just give the date and just write down the topics, what we have discussed, what are the important things that makes you to go through very quickly, and it will be in your fingertips, right? That is needed, right? Please do at least from now onwards. Okay, so yesterday we discussed what is the difference between a company and company codes. That is the main thing we have discussed, right? Company is just a consolidation and group reporting purpose. Nothing, no business transaction will be recorded in a company. So, company codes are the legal entities or a company codes. In each country, we might have a different company codes. Wise, in sometimes in one country also we might have a different company codes based on their business lines, right? So, against the company codes only, we'll get the external reports that we discussed yesterday, right? Yes or no, guys?
Yes,
Yes
sir.
or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now the third thing is we gave the link. Until we gave the link, everything is individual. We gave a link, we assign our company codes to company. One company code can be assigned to one company. One company can be assigned to multiple company codes. Relation 1 is to n. That we have seen yesterday, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Have you completed 3 steps in your system, Hasham?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How many company codes you created?
Three, sir.
Three.
Yes.
So two in India and the one is in US, other country, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now let's talk about define business area. This is just a place where actually business transaction is being recorded in the system, right? Yesterday I told you. Let's say if you're doing a business in 5 countries, in each country what are the main places where you do a business, that all business areas you will get information from a client, you just have to define them. And also you no need to assign this business area to any company code, any company. No, these are individual objects. This Okay, already I've written a not all. This is just the place where actual the business transaction is being recorded. These are individual objects. While posting the business transactions, user has to select appropriately, right? Just go to the system and define it. Let's say whether we have this system available. Some code cannot be selected. Maybe she is doing something. Let me just see whether I can use it or not. Let's go to SPRO. Where we have to go? We have to go enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting. There you have defined business area, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Just
sir.
click on this. These are the individual things. See, 1089 were there already, right?
Sir, in real time, we can go through path or else we can direct use as T codes.
That is as per your wish. Nobody asks you follow this process. How correctly you are doing a process, how quickly you are doing a process. But I am
Okay.
suggesting you, as you are a new to SAP, you have to understand more focus on a path. Got it?
Okay, sir.
In an interview also, nobody asks you what is a T code, what is a T code, right? You just have to explain the no, theoretical knowledge and how you define it, how it is useful to the business, and how it is connected, whether we are assigning it to anything else. Like we define a company code and we assign company code to company, right?
Yes, sir.
That logics and all you have to tell, you have to explain the scenario. But few important T codes, if you remember, that will be good. Some interviewers will be like, little tricky guys, okay? They'll not gauge your knowledge. They might only understand whether this guy remember this transaction code. If you remember this transaction code only, he knows SAP. Somebody will think, right? That way. Not everybody. If you caught with that kind of person, to get your interview clear, you have to tell the answer, right?
Yes, sir.
Better. If you remember, it's good, I would say. But preferably, path is the important thing, okay?
Okay, sir.
One. These are the places, okay? Real time, for each country, you might get 10 places, 20 places, maybe 5 places, 2 places, okay? Based on a requirement, how many you will get? Maybe 500 you can get, maybe 1000 you can get. Overall, across your company level, how many countries is doing? Country wise, you will get the details. You just have to configure them here. And we no need to assign this business area anywhere, okay? While posting a transaction only, we assign that. I'll show you, okay? Now let's try to create in India. Let's try to create few business areas in India. One is Hyderabad, okay? The second one is Bangalore, third one is Mumbai, right? We'll consider three. In a US, let's consider New York, right? Alabama, okay. What else? What state you want me to consider? Any?
Brazil.
No, no, no. Brazil is a country, right?
Okay.
Washington, DC, right? There are states in the US. Let's consider here three business areas, here three business areas. Let's go to the system, click on a new entries. Business area, you have to type, let's say Hyderabad, right? HYD 1. It allows up to 4 characters, alphanumeric. Let's see whether somebody used it or not. Yeah, already somebody used the same name, right? We cannot use it. So
HY01.
HYD one, only four letters. You cannot give 01, right? Maybe
HY01.
HY01. Okay, this is also somebody used. Okay, 01 HY. Nobody used, right? Let's
Yes.
use 01 HY01 ban. Okay, Bangalore. Another one is 01 MB, right? Mumbai. Done. These three we will use for a when you are posting a transaction for Indian company code. Next we have 01 NW New York.
This
Okay.
kind of business area code also they will provide, no, sir?
They'll give you we'll tell them this is a 4-digit alphanumeric combination. Please tell us what could be the identifier, how we want to see it, and what is the name of it, right?
Okay.
So
Completely, it's a client choice, right, sir? Or
com-
else we can suggest so
no, no,
even.
no, no. We just tell them, okay. They'll just fill out the template and they'll give it to us. It's not
Okay.
our headache, right? At
Yes, sir.
least we give one sample. Hey, let's say I'm assuming this is a business area for so and so place. You can use 4 letters like this, but up to your choice. You fill how many business areas you have. You name them 4 letters and give the description. That's all.
Okay.
So that it's a cluster clear. We have a data. We just feed in a system. That's all, right?
Yeah.
No issue. The other one is DC, Washington DC. See, other one is what? Alabama 01 AB, enter. Just save it. Make sure it's saving in your transport request. Yes. And in SAP, copy the details and paste in your Excel file or somewhere. You have to type first Control Y. You just type, hold the control button and Y. You will see this no icon. See, the pointer has changed to plus. Then you just drag it. What all you want to copy, just Control C. Now it is copied. Just go here, okay, and just paste here, right?
Yes, sir.
So that it's easy for you. Bangalore, Mumbai. Just copy them. I'll paste here, and this is New York album. Okay, maybe this here, this here as a order, right?
Yes, sir.
So, so that why I am writing everything in Excel? We are a humans, right? After 10 days, a week, we forgot everything what we configured, right? If you have everything documented, that is the reason in real time, everything we have in our blueprint, right?
Yes, sir.
But in our class, our Excel file is our blueprint. We are discussing a business requirement. We are keep on doing a configuration, right?
Yes, sir.
Done. Now you define a business area. Now remember this business area, we no need to assign either company code. I told you clearly these are the individual objects, right? While posting a business transaction only, you can keep the information accordingly. While posting, we see it maybe in next 2 to 3 days we are good to post a transaction. It means we test the system. Okay.
Yes, sir.
4 steps are done. Next 5 steps will just define chart of accounts. So before we proceed, let me understand what is mean by chart of accounts. Let's say what is accounts? Why accounts are needed in
So
a ERP system?
we can assign the business area to company code, no, sir?
No, no, there is no such configuration here.
Okay.
That's what I told you. These are the individual things, right? So if you go to the assignment, financial accounting, do you see anything? Assign a business area to company code.
Yeah, assign business area to consolidation business area.
That is different.
Okay.
These are the individual objects, guys. We'll just create them, and the right business areas accountants will use when they record actual business transactions, right? It's not assigning to anything. That is the reason I'm stressing it, and I've written here clearly, right? These are the individual objects. While posting only, we can enter them. We'll add them. You'll understand how the logic is working. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now tell me what is mean by accounts, chart of accounts. If you know chart of accounts meaning, that is well and good. At least tell me why accounts are important to define. Why? Simple, guys. What is the
To
objective of
record the
FI
business.
module? Yeah, tell me. What is the objective of our FI module? PNL, right?
P&L account and balance sheet, sir.
What these accounts will contain? What these reports will contain? It will have a heads, right?
Yeah,
Expenses
Expenses.
and revenue or income, you can consider revenue or income. And you have a balance sheet. What you have in a balance sheet? Assets,
assets and liabilities.
liabilities. This only you have, right? In accounting world, how you define them? Whether this is asset or a liability, how you define? With one number only, right? Yeah. We have a accounts. Accounts in a sense what? Ledgers, right? You know basic accounting? I don't
Yes, sir.
know.
Yes, sir.
Let's see now. If you don't know also, no problem. Let's discuss now what is a basic accounting. So this is how you have a report structure, right? How important to know the GL accounts, now you will understand. Accounts are nothing but ledgers, right? Ledgers, I'll write maybe accounts or GL accounts are nothing but a ledgers. Now, example for ledgers. It means example for a ledgers, example for a GL accounts. Can you just give me one example for, let's say, GL account? You no need to worry. You no need to get confused. If I'm asking, give me one GL example means either you can name a GL account from expenses related, revenue related, asset related, or liabilities related. Okay. Now let's talk examples. Expenses GS. Tell me what kind of expenses generally happens in an organization. Right.
Like
Right. Paying rent,
Okay. Rent. Then
utilities.
utilities, salaries.
stationery expenses,
Okay.
Utilities.
Okay. Okay, enough.
Machinery
You're
purchase.
getting you're getting it, right? What is meant by accounts? Now, let's say these are individual ledgers or accounts or a GL accounts, we call it as. Any name you can call it as. The appropriate word is GL accounts. Okay. These accounts, as these are expenses, this will go on sit in your external reporting here, right? Whatever you do here, this will go on sit here, right? Yes or no? Yeah, this will go on sit here. Now let's talk about revenue. What is meant by revenue? And also here you have a purchases, right? You have a purchases, any purchase for that matter. Okay, now revenue. Revenue side, what you have? Tell me. Sales, right?
states,
Then any
any income received.
discount received, right? Or a commission received, right? Or
Yes,
other
sir.
income, right? Any other income, let's say any scrap sale or anything. So that kind of stuff you record with this kind of GL accounts, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Now let's talk about assets. Tell me few assets, GL accounts or asset accounts in a real time.
Fixed assets, sir.
Okay, fixed asset, maybe machinery. Okay, you mean to say, right? Hmm. And you have prepaid expenses, right? Expenses that we have paid in advance. Let's say rent we paid entire year before only, right?
Yes, sir.
Maybe entire subscription expenses we paid before only. And you have a current assets, right?
Current assets.
Current assets. Best example is your inventory, right?
Loan and advance.
Okay, loan and advance. Uh, Given, right? Not taken.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you have a liquid cash, right? This is actually a first. This should be in a top. Cash and cash equivalents we call it as. Cash and equivalents. Okay, enough. Likewise, you have a assets, but in a real time there are many. But if you know the content, you will understand what it is. Otherwise, always it's a blank for you, right? We talk about GL, 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 GLs, but you don't know content. Now you will get the content. Now liabilities. Tell me what are the liabilities?
Share
Oh,
capital.
first is correct. Capital, capital or equity or bonus, working cap, maybe capital, bonus, capital, anything. Next,
Long-term cap liabilities.
capital, long term,
Liabilities and short-term liabilities.
long term, and short term loans. If you understand loans, you will understand
Okay.
easy. Next, all payables, right? What all we have to pay, that all we call it as a liabilities.
Current liabilities and provisions.
Here all receivables. Receivables are assets, payables are liabilities. What you say?
Current liabilities and provisions.
Provisions and current. Okay, done. Enough. Now you know the content, right? Our objective is to get the external reports, profit and loss account, balance sheet. And a P&L, you have expenses, you have a revenue. And a balance sheet, you have assets and you have a liabilities. But how these reports will get a values updated with the help of a GL accounts, right? See, these all are we call as a GL accounts. Be it any ERP system, Tally, Oracle, anything, any external reports will get the values from a GL accounts, not anything else. Got it? Now, now we are in a situation, we are in a time to understand what is mean by chart of accounts. What does exactly it mean? Why it is needed? Now let's understand. Okay. Now you see there are types of chart of accounts. Chart of accounts means chart of accounts means it's combination of all your GL accounts. What is it? It's a one liner answer means chart of account in a sense. It contains all your expenses, revenue, and assets and liabilities. If you combine everything, we call it as a chart of accounts. In a chart of account, we tell the system how I am going to create my GL accounts. You just you do set up some rules how you can create your GL accounts. Now let's see.
This chart of accounts, client will be provided, sir, like their GLs, or else we should create.
Everything he'll provide. Everything he'll provide. We have to give him the right information so that he'll give you the details. Now we'll talk how this process works. Okay.
Okay.
Now you see. Now you understand. Chart of account means it's not anything big. It's just all the GL accounts in your organization, right? How what kind of expenses you have, revenue you have, and assets you have, liabilities you have. You tell me, you are a SAP consultant, you know SAP. You know my expenses, my revenue, my assets, my liabilities for my client. If I am a business, You know?
Yes, sir.
How do you know? You don't know.
Okay.
Because my business, I know it. You know SAP, that's all. You don't know exactly what my business and what all I have in my business, right? I have to tell you, right? You have to tell me how the process works. Chart of accounts can be defined, accounts can be set up. That process you explain me how you have to set up. That information I give you, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's clear, right? Two-way communication. You have to tell what is there in SAP, I'll tell what is there in business. That is called business requirement blueprint preparation. Initially, we did at least 2 months we have done this, right? Now, there are types of chart of accounts. First, there are types of COA. Short form is COA in a sense, chart of accounts. It's a very important, okay? Okay, so like an FI module, this is like a heart. This is a heart. It operates, it circulates blood to the all other legal entities and company codes. Okay. Now let's talk about types of chart of accounts. You know how many types of chart of accounts you have, Banu? Come on, tell me. You don't know? One is operational. Maybe I'll use COA. The second one is group COA. Third one is countries specific COA. What is it? You need to remember in interview definitely everybody will ask this question. If you see if you are up to the mark or not, whether this guy understand the process, they'll just ask you how many types of chart of accounts we have in SAP. There are three types. One is operational, one is a group, one is a country specific. So in which instant we have to use this three or how generally how many we use in a real time, let's discuss now. Now tell me if if your company is following a uniform structure in a sense, same process across all company codes, then your consolidation will be easy, right? How your company knows all your other business units, company codes in India, company codes in US. It is nothing but the business in India, business in the US, business in Germany. They're doing. If you have a same structure of GL account, then you can understand easily, right? What I mean to say is, let's say in a company level, Reliance company level, they want to understand what is the rent expenses for this month. How you get to know? Let's say rent is a expenses GL account we discussed. It is here, right? Now for this, we'll give one GL account number. We'll give a one numeric value for to identify rent. Maybe I am giving 30,000 is a number for a rent to identify a rent. So what I've done is this is GL. I'll write here GL. Okay, this is in India. What is the company code we created? IN 60 and 61 44 1. I guess. Let's talk about IN 60 and IN 44. So let's say I've posted 50,000. Okay, 50,000 INR I posted. You forgot about currency differentiation. Later we have a topic there I'll explain. Now in US maybe 66, right? So be it Indian company code, be it any company code, if they are also using a rent, they also use the same GL account, 30,000 only, right? Yes or no? If they use a different number, I don't know. I cannot get the consolidation easily, right? Now you just see. They are also posting a rent and they are also using 30,000 as a rent identifier. Every account will give a one number that we are going to do now. So there maybe they posted 1000 USD. And next we have a DE66, which is a German company code. They also post the rent for the same GL account, 30,000. Maybe they post euro, maybe 5,000 euro they posted. You see, the accounts in your organization, everybody using transparently, everybody using same GL accounts for same kind of expenses. Because my business is same. If my business is same means I'll get the same sort of expenses anywhere. I'll get the same sort of revenues also same, right? Maybe you have a more or less using of a GL accounts, but mostly 90% of a GL accounts will be same for all your company codes. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is very important. Who knows this logic, they can easily understand the business requirement. They can succeed in a real time. If I don't explain this detail, I just go and I create, you will not get a content. Now you see, by combining, everybody is using this so that these are the values. And a company level, if I want to understand company level rent, what I can do, I can sum this, right? If I can sum this, I get the consolidated results, right? The currency you forgot, there is a logic to handle. You say 56,000. At least I'm getting a sum, right? You see? Likewise, at a company level, if everybody in my company is following the same GL account, then for me, the consolidation is very easy, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
99% of a business in a real time, they use the same GL accounts across their company codes. If everybody is using a same GL account across your company, this we call it as a operational chart of account. What is it?
Operational.
Across your company, all company codes are using the same GS. We call it as operational COA. Got it? Everybody is operating same chart of accounts. There is no deviation. There is no differentiation. Then you tell me, if everybody is using the same GL accounts, operational chart of account, then tell me, is there any need of having a group chart of account and a country specific chart of account? If you know the definition or don't know the definition, leave it. But just tell me, do we need to know a group chart of account and country specific chart of account?
Yes, sir.
Why? Why you need again group chart of account, a country specific chart of account? And your organization, in company, everybody is agreed to see a same because you have a consolidation easy, right? Everybody needs what? Their consolidation is should be simple, right? If you have a clumsy, it's a problem for them only, right? If everybody is using the same operational chart of account, there is no need of having a group chart of account. This is the first thing you should understand. Got it? Now,
Yes, sir.
now the same example you see. Now, where the companies are not using a operational chart of account. They are using a different GL account. Then you see, if they are not following uniform, if they are following a different, then you need a group chart of account. Got it? If first the thing is, if they are using a uniform, no need of group chart of account. This is fine. Operational chart of account is fine. Now you see, when Indian company codes are posting a rent, they are using a 30,000 GL account. When US is posting, maybe they are using a 40,000. Okay. Yes. Again, when a German company code using a rent, they are using a 30,000. Now they have a deviation and using a GL account, different number they are using, but they are posting the same expenses, right? Rent only they are posting, but this time in your company codes, the GL number is different, right?
Yes, sir.
Then it's not easy. Before it was a same GL accounts, and then you can understand easily, you can combine it. Now you have to go to each company code. You have to find out which GL account is for a rent, what is the value, which GL account is for rent and the value. You have to tie everything. Then it's not that easy, right? It's a tedious job. It takes manual efforts, lot of manual efforts, right? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Ah.
sir. Yes, sir.
In this case, what we do is this is a operational. This is operational COA. Then we have a same GL account. Now you see this is a country specific. You have your requirement, okay? In your Indian country, you might have to use a 3 series. Some countries will tell you if any expenses GL account, if you want to create, you create only particular numeric series, 3 series only, they'll say. Few countries are there. And if you're using an US, you have to use for expenses 4 series only. If you have that kind of requirements, we have a class, right? Yes, we have a class for a consolidation. This is a country specific chart of account. You see, everybody is using based on their requirement. Now, my consolidation is not easy, right? Then you see, now we'll bring the GL group COA. What is it? Group GA, COA. In this case, to avoid this situation, what organizations will say is, okay, you create whatever you want, okay, whatever GL you want for expenses you create, but you follow a structure. Whenever you create a rent, okay, I am giving a group chart of account, maybe at 7,000, maybe we'll take 70,000 is a number. You link this, your local rent GL account, link to this group GL account 70,000. So that what happens? All this will be linked to 70,000. When I am looking at a consolidated, I'll not bother what exactly GL they've used in their company codes. I'll just see a balance of my group chart of accounts because my group chart of account is linked to your chart of account, sorry, GL account, so that this GL account will give me these values, right? Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Asham, you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nothing. Here you just create a one GL account, just like this you create here.
They're
If
following
you
the uniform way, and we
here we link the group GL account. In a normal GL accounts, we link the group GL accounts so that it's easy for me to understand a consolidation based on a group chart of account. Got it?
okay. We have to say that 70,000 to link to their expenses, their GL.
30,000, 40,000, and 30,000 we have to link. Then when we define it, when you see practically, you'll get the more content. But this is the logic behind your chart of accounts. Okay. This appropriately, this is a process, but mostly everybody will use a operational chart of account only, not more than that. Why they need a confusion? If at all few country requirements will be there, then definitely they use their country specific number and they'll assign in that case to a group chart of account, right? Theory wise, okay,
Okay, sir.
but
Yeah.
you listen one time, two time, three times video and you get the content. Once you configure it and you do it, you will understand very easily, okay?
Sure,
That is
sir.
the reason first I
Yes, sir.
told you operation chart of account importance, then I explain you, I bring the topic to your country specific, and when you need a group chart of account also, right? If business by saying this explanation, business will understand easily and they'll say what is their requirement, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's go on define a chart of account. Now let's think that we are using operational chart of account first of all, right? Later we do a deviation, we'll work on a country specific and group chart of account. So just go to the different path, financial accounting, general ledger accounting, master data, GL accounts, preparation, edit chart of accounts list. So already how many are there? 816. If it is a real time, how many chart of accounts we have? Typically, you might have, okay, one chart of account, operation chart of account, or else if you have a country-wise chart of accounts, let's say country-specific chart of accounts. I do a business in 5 countries. 5 country-specific chart of accounts I have. To consolidate them 5 into 1, I have one group chart of account, right? And that group chart of account I'll assign as a operational chart of account. But don't get too much involved or too much get confused. You just follow the process, you will understand more. Okay.
Okay.
So if we have to define it, you just have to click on new entries. It's also a 4-digit alphanumeric value. Chart of account is also a 4-digit alphanumeric value. Generally, the naming will be given as a business logic. Let's say I am a Reliance, right? I am my business is Reliance. They'll create like Reliance operational chart of account OCA. ROCA means what? Reliance operation chart of somebody has already created it. We cannot use it, right? So maybe we can create operational chart of accounts Reliance. But if it is a real-time system, whatever name we want, we can get that, right? Business will tell you clearly. They'll not. They'll just give like a whatever name come to their mind. They'll not give like that. They'll give a proper name. Some business logic they'll add to the name and they'll give you, right? Perfectly, ROCA makes sense actually. A Reliance operational chart of accounts, right? But
Yes.
we don't have that name. Now we renamed it as operational chart of accounts Reliance. You just write this operational chart of accounts Reliance, right? And which language you want to maintain? We want to maintain in English, right? We want to maintain. If you want to, if your client says a different language, when you are maintaining with a different language, different, there is a different scenario in real time. We cannot take the ownership, okay? If it is a
Okay.
different currency, different language, then in between in a project, you have a language translator. Who is language translator? That guy will get the requirement from a business. He'll translate it in a English and he'll give it to us. Got it? Or he'll get the requirement in a English. He'll translate in, let's say, Hindi. He has to give us whatever data he gives us. We have to add it. It's not with us. Okay. Whatever language we prefer, that language, if it is English, directly client is giving English, then you can add it. But in a system we are mentioning English, I'm mentioning English, but my Reliance is giving a GL accounts names in a maybe Spanish or a German language. I don't know, right?
Yes, sir.
Do we know? We don't know. In that case, projects, the language translator will be there. That guy will translate and give us a file. Maybe in real time we'll discuss that information. Okay. For now, you ignore it. Be it English, length of a GL account number, and a maximum you can give a GL length up to 10 digits. This is the main thing to remember. As for standard SAP, you can give the GL length up to 10 digits. We have given a 70,000 means what? 5 digits we have given, right? If you want, you can give up to 10 digits. That's all. This big number only you can use. More than this, you cannot use it. Why? You have a limitation in SAP functionality, right?
Yes, sir.
So now you see maximum nobody will use 10 digits. Okay. If I give 11 and enter, it will give you error. Enter a valid value, right? 11 is a invalid value. So you just have to give in business, real-time business, 6 or 8. Typical multinational company also use 8. I've seen so far. 6 I've seen many companies, but 8 is little typical company. So to have a no, if the number is little low and size wise low, you will not get a confused. If the number is big, always you get a confusion, right?
Yes, sir.
Maybe I'll give a 4 only. Okay, as per your wish, how much number you want to have it, you give it. That is up to you. But I'm giving 4. But maximum is 10. More than 10, you cannot give. Just enter. And group chart of account. Now we have decided we are going with a operational chart of account. No deviation. Everybody uses same. So if everybody is using the same, we no need to create a group chart of account again, right? We no need to create. But we take one scenario. When we create it, we'll create this group chart of account. For now, you no need to create it. You leave it blank. And also, you no need to. You will not understand now what is this mean by blocker. Later, we'll have to discuss this configuration. Okay. First, because you don't know how to create accounts and we have not gone so far, right? Without creating a GL accounts, without understanding that, you don't know how to block it here, right? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now just save it. Make sure it is in your transport request. Yes. Now you copy your chart of account and place it here. Where is it? Entire class has gone for a chart of account today. This is my chart of account, right? OCAR. Now tell me guys, what will be the next step? Assign
Ascent.
Chart of
symbol
account,
to company codes,
company
right?
code.
Not a company. For company, we don't need to assign anything. That is just a top node. Now let's go to the assignment. Just go back. Down only you have assigned company code to chart of accounts. Just type all your company codes. What are our company codes? IN 44. IN 44 you give. Alternative chart of account is nothing but your country specific chart of account. That two things we will see after a week. Once we have all the configuration and the knowledge you have, then we'll come back and we'll work on this too. Okay.
Okay, sir.
If I forget,
Yes,
please
sir.
do remember me. Okay. But I'll not forget. We'll do later. So what is your chart of account? OCA, right?
OCR. Yes, sir.
Enter. And also for Reliance company, we don't have only one company code. We have multiple company codes, right? If everybody is following the operation chart of account means for all company codes, you have to assign a same chart of account. IN 60, I guess. Yeah. Just type it same. See, for IN 44, I gave the same chart of account. For IN 60 also, I am giving the same chart of account. What are the other company codes we have? US 66, right? US 66, same chart of account. This is a real time scenario, right? Otherwise, you don't know. If I create with the one company code, if I follow on, you will not get the real time content, right? Real time, this is how we do actually. Just save it, right? Now, you have to understand the relation. One company code can be assigned to one COA, right? Relation 1 is 1. Now tell me second line. Now tell me second line. One COA can be
Be assigned to multiple companies.
multiple company codes. Relation
1:1.
One is to n.
n. 1 to many, we call it as 1 is to n. 1 to 1, we call it as a 1 to 1, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, have we defined any account ranges? We have not defined. Just here, we have defined a language and a name and a length we have defined here, right? We define here language, which language we want to have the GL accounts and what is the length, how much length I want to use it, right? So make it here language and of a GL. We have given, right? Length we have given how many digits? 4 digits, right? Remember.
Yes.
Now we have to define seventh step is define account groups. Account groups you can call it as RSGL account groups. Okay. Whenever you talk about a GL or account in a FI module, that is nothing but they are talking about a GL account. It can be asset, liability, expenses, revenue. Any of a account they are talking about. Okay. Now we are in a place to define a account groups. Why we have to define account groups? Now I'll tell you. Let's say we have defined a number range, 4 digits, right? 4 digits in a sense, 1000, right? It will start with 1000. It will end with what? 999, right? Next number will be fifth digit, right? Yeah. So we have given up to 4 digit only. 4 digit means you can use 999 minus 1000. How many accounts you can create? 8, 9. I give right or wrong? Okay. So we start with 1000 and our last number will be 999. It means in between we can create up to 8999 GL accounts, right? It can be expenses, it can be revenue, it can be assets, it can be anything. Among these four groups, we can create any GL accounts. But how many GL accounts I can create? Up to 8999. The range, the number selection in a chart of account has this. How many GS you can use, that will define, right? If you would have used 5 digits, then it will be 89,999, right? Based on your the digit, how much digit you are using, based on that the GS availability will be increased, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You understand,
Yes, sir.
Assam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is very simple. Now see, I have this. I said 4 digits I'm going to use, and then let's say I start to create first GL account, maybe capital, okay, or equity. Equity I've created as my number is 4 digit starting from 1000, obviously, right? I'll give 1000 for a capital equity. Then next I create a bank account, let's say. Next number is 1001. Then maybe I create a rent, 1002. I create a sales, 1003. I create a maybe prepaid, 1004. I create payables, okay, 1005. What else I have? I have equity, liability came, asset came, expenses, sales came. Yeah, prepaid. Yeah. Now tell me, this equity is liability, right? Yeah. Bank is asset, right?
Yes, sir.
So this will be under liabilities, equity. Bank is an asset, rent is an expenses, and sales is an a revenue,
Revenue.
and prepaid is a liability, and payables also a liability, right? Now
Yes,
tell
sir.
me guys, these are just the 6 GL accounts I created. Okay. Now you have a 8990 GLs. Okay. If you create in this sequence, if you are using a same number, same one series for all your expenses, liabilities, expenses, and revenue, you tell me you have a clarity. Let's say suddenly if somebody asks, I want to know what is your asset balance, then what you have to do? So far, how many GS you created? Among that GS, you need to identify what is the asset GL. This GL. How much balance this GL has? Maybe it has 1 lakh. Then you have to tell, okay, my asset balance is 1 lakh. Then if somebody asks what is your revenue, then you have to again find out what are the revenue GLs you have, and you have to tell, yeah, my revenue is 3 lakhs. What is liability? If somebody asks you, you have to tie all the liability GS and you have to tell, right? Maybe this is 5 lakhs. Okay, so then 5 lakhs plus 1 lakh, 6 lakhs is your liability, right?
Yes, sir.
Then if somebody asks what is your expenses against how much you have, you need to tie and tell. Typically, you tell me, is this a simple process or is it easy to maintain by accountant? If you follow like this, common number, one by one you are giving and you are creating different group of GL accounts. It's not easy to track and manage, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That is the reason we have to define account groups based on the business requirement. Business will know if you follow a same number for all the accounts, all the type of accounts, it's not easy for to reconcile. That is the reason by listening this already they know it, okay? Because any ERP system already they are using means they know how to define account groups. By to avoid this problem, what we can do is, let's say assets, we can create one account group, assets, GL account group. Okay, we can give, let's say our is 4 digit, right? 1000 to 199. So what is the range I'm giving for assets? I'm dedicating one range, one interval I'm dedicating starting from 1000 to 1999. Any GL account between this number range that we consider as a assets. Got it? Then there will be no confusion, right? Then
Okay.
next we'll give one more interval, number range interval for liabilities. Liabilities I give next what? One series is end. Next what series will come?
Two, sir.
Two series, right? 2000 to 299. I name it as liabilities. So any GL account, if I see with the two series, then there is no further confusion. Two series only dedicated for liabilities, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Next, same way for expenses, I'll give the three series. The series, what series they want to use for expenses, liabilities, assets, business choice, but most of the companies will use one for assets, two for liabilities, three for expenses, and four for revenue or income. Got it? Revenue. Revenue four series 4000 to 499. But it's not mandatory. They have to use this series is only this series for asset, this series for life. Be it any series, okay? But we have to dedicatedly give one series, one interval to a
Depends
particular
on GL length, no, sir.
based on a GL length. So whatever length you have given in a chart of account, similarly you have to give the interval, assign one particular number range interval. Okay, got
Okay.
it? And if you want to see, break it down into pieces, you still can do a pieces. Okay. In assets, if you want to have a multiple groups, let's say in assets, let's say current assets, one group you want to have, you can break into 1000 to maybe 1500. You can have a current assets. You can differentiate maybe long term assets. You can give 1501. 15 is done, right? 1500 is consumed for current assets. What is the next number available in one series? 1501, right? Then
301 to
999, right? So 19 extra came, right? So this is up to business, okay? Normally in one particular assets, they have a different groups, okay? How they want to use it, that is up to business. But if you look at the high level, you have a four groups only, right? Four account groups only you have. In assets, how many groups you have? It is obviously finally it's considered as assets only, right? Under liabilities, how many subgroups you create? It's finally a liability. And expenses also same logic. And revenue also same logic. Got it?
yes, sir.
But we have not completed this today. We'll have the subgroups for all the account groups. Then we define tomorrow. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Let's connect tomorrow. Yeah. Keep on practicing and up to date. Okay.
Sure,
Watch
sir.
out the video.
Yes, sir.
Make your own notes. Revision it. In other batch today. So they are almost 1 month completed. Now I have started back now asking the initial questions. What are the real time topics we discussed? How the process goes? They're struggling to answer. What does it mean? It's a lack of right practice, right?
Yes, sir.
If whatever I told today, if you do tomorrow and tell me, everybody can do. Who remembers what all you crossed, what all you practiced, then that guy will get the job easily, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That should be there. Okay. Connect
Got
you
it.
tomorrow. Bye.